Hi everyone, this is Kat of KatalystHolistic Life Coaching, bringing your life in alignment with you. I'm here today to do your weekly guidance reading for the week of May 11th through the 17th. We have a lot of retrograde happening this week, and today was our first one. We have Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, and then we have, following that, I believe it is Venus and Jupiter. I could be wrong because we do have a lot of planets going retrograde in the next couple months, so I could have them mixed up. But we also slowly after that have Mercury coming up and Mars and I believe Neptune or one other planet of some sort. So a lot is going on. And a lot of looking back and reintegrating. We just had Saturn move into Aquarius, and now it's going to slowly move back out over the next 4 months into a Capricorn. So we're going to kind of have this revisitation of things that we didn't quite close out before from this new cycle. So we're wanting to keep moving forward, but we still have some little lessons that we have to integrate. So when I was doing my meditation for the reading this week, I basically kind of saw time lapses of things happening, kind of like you see in those Discovery Channel or Animal Planet things where it shows quickly how nature goes through the cycles. But it was just a variety of things. Some of it was, plants starting out as a forest, and then they catch fire, and then they snow, and then they become dead. Even so far out as like watching stars like be born and die. And so the general overall sense that I got was these time lapses of life cycles, and it felt like a wheel was slowly turning. So even though this was moving fast, it was like a slow progression. And so to me, what that speaks in is that we're all going through these cycles of life and death. That's a general theme that we all know. But where exactly we are on the wheel, feeling like more fearful of this death part and not so much realizing that this is in the need of growth for new life. And I'm not necessarily talking about anything to do with the virus, but just this experience, even within ourselves, of things needing to die away, going through this kind of dark period and coming back out. So we could still be working with the Scorpio full moon energies, still releasing a lot of shadow, cultivating the land to be prepared for the next part of the cycle. So I am working with the Spirit Song Tarot this week, and I actually had a couple cards fall out. So before we do the reading, the first card we have is Transformation, or also known as the Death card. Scorpio card as well. Transition and liberation. So again, seeing that this is something that is benefiting us, this is leading to new life cycles. The planet, everything is constantly shifting and changing to make way for new things. And so we have to kind of accept death as one of these things. Taking that however it is manifesting in your life, however that is appearing for you. Okay? And then the second card we have, I also believe this is a cicada, if that is significant to anyone. Cicada, I'm pretty sure. And then the second card we have is Justice in the reverse. So truth and clarity, this has to do with Libra energy, balancing, both black and white, good and evil, making things fair. So with it being in the reverse, it's kind of that not acceptance. This could be a little bit of blinding to truth, blinding to yourself to the negative, we'll call it, that is going on in your life. So you are just trying to, you could be, if you've ever heard of that positive, like vibes only thing, which is good and bad. Like, you do want to have a good outlook on how you can take these things in for your transmutation and liberation, but you also have to accept that there is darkness in it. And whatever those feelings are that are coming up, you have to allow those to be there too. You can't deny this part of yourself. You can't deny your growth. You can't you can't have the image that things have to be a certain way in order for you to have a certain outcome. Sometimes life throws things at you that are meant to balance this karma. This has to do with karmic balance as well. And this is, I want to say he's not a crow. He might be a raven, maybe, or just a blackbird in general, because crow is the magician in this deck. So we are trying to actually come to balance in our karmic sense. We're trying to be this balanced person, and to be balanced, you have to accept the death. You have to accept the darkness. Everything about you has to be accepted. So there could be maybe traumas, past life things that are coming up that you are needing to integrate to balance yourself out this week. Okay? Perfect setup. All right. So wherever you're at, this is a general reading for the collective. It is not specifically catered to one person. It may really speak to you today, but just be open to receiving the message however it comes to you. This may be something that is starting to come into your field, or it may be something that has already been happening for a little while. Okay, so taking a moment, wherever you're at, to ground yourself, take a deep breath, and be open to receiving the message. All right, so we'll move into our tarot cards for the week. First one, this is so funny. All right. So the first card we have is the Wheel. The Wheel in reverse. Octopus spirit. Okay. Having to do with change and possibilities. So with it being in the reverse, where are you resisting change? Where are you not allowing the new cycle to come in because you are clinging to the old? You are clinging to what you thought was working, and it is trying to offer you this new opportunity. Open yourself to possibilities. We had that starfish over the last few weeks. Because with him being like the 8-pronged, like you have all these options around you. You have this possibility for change, but how are you looking at it in a negative light, or are you going to look at it in a positive light? And that's where that kind of double-edged sword of positive, negative is, because you want to feel into it. You want to feel everything, but you want to look at it you don't want to get caught in the thoughts, the negative thoughts. You want to see it for what it really is. See it for truth. See it as opportunity. Okay? So, moving into our second card, we have the King of Feathers, or Lion Spirit. Logic and justice. Again, that justice coming up. Things, as well as like the King of Feathers, also known as the King of Swords, has to do with clarity. And truth. He stands for truth and justice above anything else, serving the greater good, usually through more of the mind. So I would say with this appearing with the Wheel, you're going to start to get more clear. I think you should approach this from more of a balanced state rather than an imbalanced state. Like, try to find your emotional and mental balances. Try to look at both sides. Trying to approach this more clear-headed instead of trying to make decisions or assumptions based off of your past experience. That could be something as well too. You're holding on to like old ideas, old belief systems, and this is challenging you to kind of, break that cycle for yourself. Be stronger in your sense of self as well as something that I'm getting. And lion energy is like very prideful, is very proud, and stands up for the pride, the group. So I would say also, what more do I want to say about this? Being proud of yourself, standing in your truth, being unafraid to be seen in your lights, actually speaking your truth. That could be something that you are resisting, or people, maybe you think people are looking at you in a negative light, or you feel like you're in a negative place because you're afraid people won't accept this part of you. They won't accept this cycle of you. Maybe you're just going through a cycle where you're not feeling like yourself and you're feeling more dark and clouded, and you're integrating all these things and you're afraid that people are not going to accept that part of you. But this is being completely proud of who you are, your ultimate truth. You're standing for justice for yourself and as well as others. You're not trying to fake it. You're not trying to be something that you are not. You are actually trying to be kind of a pillar of authenticity, is what I'm getting from this. Okay, so trusting more in yourself, feeling through these things, feeling through this part of the cycle, and speaking your truth, not being afraid to be seen for this, and also not being afraid to see yourself for this. This could also be just like, self-judgment, you're looking at yourself in a negative light, and you need to see yourself in this truth for this really strong, radiant being that you actually are. Okay. So last card we have is the Ace of Shells. Sea Turtle Spirit. Happiness and abundance. So this is to do with the Ace of Cups. This is speaking to that self-love, filling your own cup, not looking outwardly for happiness and abundance, but knowing that it is a wellspring that's within you. There's even, a little spring here by this lion, because he is at peace with everything that is around him, because he knows deep within who he really is, what kind of power he holds. So knowing and being nurturing to yourself, like as you're moving through kind of more of this shadow work and understanding yourself, you want to be taking the utmost care of yourself, and accepting these gifts from the universe, because this, even though it doesn't seem like it, this is a gift to learn more about becoming that strong person. Because if you can't give this nurturance to yourself, how do you really know who you are? How are you going to be standing strong in your truth if you cannot truly give to others? So I think this is speaking on a really broad term. I don't think this is speaking into just relationships or just work. It's everything about you. It's everything in your life. How can you really speak for what you want to do if you are not, in fact, giving yourself those possibilities? If you're looking outwardly to other people as they have more opportunity, they are in a better place than I am, then you're not really actually fulfilling your purpose. You're not really filling your cup. You are looking at things as really black and white, good and bad. People are doing better than you. You feel, what's the word? Unjustified. You feel like other people are getting more than you. Okay, and this is not true, because you are the only one who's going to give it to you. The universe will help you if you are open to receiving it. Are you going to just kind of stay down here and not learn these lessons? Or are you going to get this clarity in there and realize you have this wellspring and opportunity around you just as much as anyone else? And are you going to take it? Okay. All right, so moving into our animal guide for the week, the specific animal that is energies is going to be working with us. We have Eagle Spirit in protection. Spirit has your back. So yeah, some of you are really feeling like the universe is just out to get you. Like things are so unfair. I'm the unluckiest person. I don't have anyone helping me. How can I possibly trust in anything right now? And that's why eagle comes to you in protection, bald eagle especially. Eagles are huge representations of spirit. So if you see eagles around this week, like spirit is really saying, like, I'm here for you. And you need to just trust more. Like, you're not meant to be this like small insignificant being. Like, you are this powerful manifester. You have so many gifts, so many truths to speak, and spirit is there to help you. But if you are blind to the things that are around you, if you are just kind of like, it's kind of hitting you on the head and you're just still not getting it, like, you can only go so far. You have to be willing and open to try something new. Like, as I said last week, let it go. Let this heaviness go. This was for the Scorpio full moon as well. So letting those negative like patterns go, letting however you felt unjustified throughout your life, wherever you felt like people were just taking from you and not giving to you, give that to yourself. Like, you don't need these other people. I get a sense for some of you, you feel like you were really wronged throughout your life by people, and so you really have a distrust in the way the universe has been playing out for you, and you feel at this really low point in your life. And believe me, I've been there too, and it takes a lot of work to actually look at it and say, okay, how can I learn from this? How can I be different? And again, that's not that shifting of just like, I'm just going to be positive all the time. It's feeling all of that. It's feeling that anger, feeling that frustration, feeling upset, feeling that, I'm trying to think of the word right now. Feeling that distrust. You can even still feel that distrust, and then you can choose to do something different about it. You can choose to allow spirit to be there for you, and it takes work every single day. All right. Okay. So moving into our crystal energy for the week. What crystal can aid us this week? Boji stone. I haven't seen this one in a while. Balance, align, and clear. So, yes, balancing yourself out, getting the emotions and the thoughts figured out, and aligning with what you really are, aligning with where you're at too. Like, not just thinking of future or past, but actually aligning with what's in the present moment, no matter how comfortable it is. Really getting back to center of where am I at now, and what do I want to do to be more accepting of where I am? How can I shift into this powerful energy? So then this is the clearing, this is the clarity. This is when you're going to have that aha moment of, I'm actually a lot stronger than I thought. I know my purpose. I know what I want to do. There's that clarity of how I want to move forward. Okay, so taking those steps this week to find ways to be more balanced out. Since we're progressing into a new moon, rebalancing energies is in a sense of like rest and recuperation. Do you need more of that? Do you need a little more push and pull? Do you need more release? Do you need to take more in? Wherever you're at in your cycle, just being with exactly where you are now and align with it. Don't try to resist it. Don't try to make it different, but just, it's happening for a reason. So be with it where it's at now, and you will be able to find that clarity of how to move forward. Okay. All right, so this week we have 2 herbal medicines that wanted to come out. So these are herbs that you can either work with in your home, like with teas and stuff, or just kind of energies that you can also help to align you with. So the first one we have is the 6 of Fire, nasturtium. I think I pronounced this right. But this is a flower that is also representative of celebration. Like you can see glitter and everything around. This has to do with the 6 of Wands. This is triumph. This is huge. Like, I've come so far. I came past the conflict and now I am here. So yeah, finding this is like a fragrant flower, so maybe filling your home with flowers, finding the little things to celebrate how far you've come. Look at how far you have come and celebrate those things for yourself. Celebrate who you are. Doing things that are celebrating your beauty, everything about you. You can celebrate with others or with yourself, but triumphant energy. And this could be like when you have that clarity, like celebrate it, really, really come into your power and just kind of stake your claim, things like that. Okay. And then our second one we have is mushrooms, the Tower. It is getting to be mushroom season here in Montana, so you can go pick morels, wild morels, things like that, or adding more like mushroom into your diet. But the Tower has to do with a crumbling, a big sudden change. So this could be a clarity that kind of strikes you like a lightning bolt, like, oh, I get it now. Don't try to force yourself to get it. Like, be there with it. Like, see how this like takes time. Mushroom also grows through death. That is another big thing. Mushroom grows through change. So it's not going to come in the way you think it is. It's either going to be sudden, or it could be like really slow moving, and if you're not paying attention to it, then it might really seem sudden. But being exactly with the cycle in nature, being again that alignment of balancing and getting clear. This is another alignment that I see really strongly. Okay. I want to read out of my little booklet a little bit more about nasturtium, because I feel like it's going to be beneficial. So, okay. I'm still learning about some of these herbs, so I'm really curious about what some of these say. Okay, so nasturtium. All right. Celebrate yourself and others. Call a circle. Make some magic. Glitter and spice. Let's see. Let's see. Drawing bees and nourishing soil. Wild growing nasturtium is a vibrant plant that brings life to the garden. Your ability to bring people together creates magic. Claim your place as a community leader. Gather circles. Blooms in many colors. Dancing to your own beat. Can be made from vinegar. Let's see. So you can add petals to candles to increase the smell and energy. So yeah, celebrating, getting together with people. Like maybe you were having this perception that you were really alone, that you were really, people were out to get you. Sometimes we can feel that energy. We feel this resentment because of things that we haven't dealt with. And so this is saying to like celebrate yourself. And if you were looking at people like successes in a way that was negative, celebrate their successes. Challenge yourself to cheer on those around you. Don't fall into this victimhood. Instead, lift other people up. And as you start to lift other people up, they will lift you up too. You have to be nurturing to yourself to know that you have your own power. Everyone else has their own power. So don't be, this can also be a withholding of love. So give that love to others too. Don't just withhold it because of jealousy or things that are kind of unfounded. Like, stand up for the pride. Be connected with others. Like, trust that You are just as supported as anyone else. And if you are more trusting of that, you'll start to see how much people really want to lift and support you. Find that community, okay? And that could be maybe this like sudden change as you are finding more of this group, where as before you felt like maybe you had people in your life that were not very beneficial. That could be kind of this death, that maybe there were groups of people that were just not good for you and you're needing to let those go. Okay. All right. So moving into how we can stay connected with our light this week. We have this card again. Okay. Breaking the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So we're breaking this old cycle. This is coming back up again and again. Some of you, this could be parental patterns. I feel like childhood wounding is coming up a lot, where we are feeling imbalanced, unjustified. Oh my God, I wish I could get this word right. We were feeling unjustified in childhood, and so now we have to find our own justice. Yeah. Our own justice. We have to stand up for the people who are being wronged. Some of you could be really getting called to work in, social justice, standing up for those less fortunate. I'm getting that through for some of you. And so you have to break that cycle of that feeling, that residual feeling, and breaking the chain of these negative cycles, because until you break through that, it's going to keep coming back. You're going to keep kind of sitting in this place of not feeling this love. But I feel like this change is really coming for you. So just don't resist it. Okay? Just be open to it happening, not forcing it, not resisting it, but just let that come through. Okay? All right, so our last two cards are offering for spirit for the week. Affirmations that we can work with to help us stay connected. Enjoyment. Yeah, enjoyment. Striving and pushing makes life into endless hard work. The more you're inviting love to take over, the more enjoyment comes. Allow me to enjoy this life divine. So yeah, celebrating, enjoy things. Live a little. Enjoy what's going on around you. There is always something to enjoy, even if it seems even if you're just like, everything sucks. Just one thing. Just try one thing today. I started doing this for myself, where I felt like if I was not accomplishing things, or I wasn't working hard enough, because I have this where I'm striving, I'm always trying to make things happen instead of just letting them happen. And when we actually celebrate the little things, what I would do was write a list of the things that I did accomplish and praise myself for that. It can be as simple as washing the dishes, or you did your meditation today, or you did your yoga practice, you wrote that paper, whatever it was, no matter how small. You are triumphing over little things or big things. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. Feel it. Yes. Okay? Oh, clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide me. So the path may not be clear. We're not sure. We're kind of in this limbo of what's happening. And we just have to trust. We have to let that clarity come through. See, he's like, I see now. So it will come. The clarity will come. The truth, the tower moment will come. So trusting in yourself more. And the more you start to also trust in yourself, trust in spirit, things will start to become more clear. Yeah, that clarity. Clear things out. Be with it, because the only way to clear is to be with it and let it happen. You can't change it. You can't make it into something else. It won't move through until you allow it to. Because we either hold on or we don't look at it. We hold on or we just are blind to it. Okay? So that clarity. Okay? Trust, clarity, justice, and celebration. Those are our big keywords this week. Okay? I think that's all I have for you. This was a long one today, but there was a lot of information coming through, and I feel like this is really, for some of us, trying to really dig the nail into the head. Like, this has got to stop, whatever it is. It's really coming through. Like, I feel like I'm being channeled of just like, almost like a spirit, like, like mentor, just like, I've tried to give you everything and you're just not getting it, so this is like all I can give you, if that makes sense. So that trusting, that power is already within you. You just got to shift things a little bit. You got to shift some of your perspective, and you've got to be more loving. You've got to not only love yourself, you still have to be loving to others, even if you don't like it. That's always a key point. And getting clear in yourself. It's really hard not to be loving to people when you are standing strong in your own truth and you feel really unfazed by things. When you get to that point, there's nothing else you really need to worry about. You're just worrying about you. Stop worrying about external things. Get clear in you. Do your work. And everything else outside will follow. Let it go. All right. I don't know why I'm feeling so like feisty now. So thank you for everyone who has tuned in to watch my videos. I appreciate you so much. I hope this was helpful. If you feel like it really resonated, you can also subscribe whenever I share new videos. You can like this, you can comment, you can share. I love to hear your experiences, however that comes up. If you also feel really inclined, all of my readings and services are currently donation-based until July due to circumstances. So if you feel inclined to donate or tip, I will include links below to all of my CashApp, different apps that you can use to, tip, donate. You can buy me a tea, whatever you feel like doing. I'm open to it. So thank you so much for the exchange, and I am wishing you so much peace and clarity for this week. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. You've got this. You are doing so great already so far. Okay? So just trust in yourself more. All right. Thank you again, and we'll see you guys for your next reading. Thank you. Bye.